Respect. It's one of those things everyone wants, but few truly understand. You can't buy it, demand it, or trick people into giving it to you. Real respect doesn't come from titles, money, or the noise you make. It comes from presence, from the quiet strength that people feel when they're around you. You've met people like that, haven't you? They walk into a room and no one can quite explain it, but everyone senses something about them. Calm, centered, grounded. They don't have to raise their voice. They don't need attention, and yet everyone pays attention. That's not charisma. It's inner authority, and once you develop it, people will respect you instantly without you saying a word. But here's the truth most people never learn. Respect starts with how you treat yourself. If you secretly belittle your own worth, if you chase approval, if you allow others to cross your boundaries, you're teaching the world how to treat you. People mirror your energy. When you stand tall internally, when your posture, tone, and choices come from self-respect, others simply respond to it. You don't have to demand respect. You embody it. The biggest mistake people make is trying to be liked instead of respected. They smile too much, agree too quickly, soften their truth so they won't offend anyone. They think kindness will earn them respect. But respect doesn't come from pleasing people. It comes from living with principles. You can be kind and still be firm. You can be open-hearted and still unshakable. People don't respect softness. They respect balance. The rare strength of someone who can be compassionate without losing their center. Here's something powerful to understand. Every time you say yes when you mean no, you lose a bit of self-respect. And when you lose respect for yourself, others feel it immediately. Boundaries are not walls, they are signals. They tell others, this is who I am. This is what I value. This is how you can meet me. A person who respects their own boundaries doesn't need to explain them. Their presence communicates it. Respect also grows when your actions match your words. People are always watching, even when you think they aren't. They notice when you promise something and follow through, not once, but consistently. They notice when you don't gossip, when you don't join the noise, when you carry yourself with quiet discipline. Integrity is rare, and people can sense it immediately. You don't need to announce it. It shows in how you move through the world. Another subtle truth. People respect stillness. When you don't rush to react, when you pause before responding, you create power. Because in that pause, you're demonstrating control, and control is deeply respected. Anyone can shout, argue, or defend themselves. But the person who can stay calm under pressure? That's the one people can't ignore. It's not about suppressing emotion. It's about directing it. Calmness is not weakness, it's precision. Think of the people you've respected most in your life. Maybe a teacher, a mentor, a parent, a leader. What made them unforgettable wasn't how loud they were, but how steady they were. They had a kind of inner gravity. They didn't need to prove themselves because they knew themselves. That's the core of respect, self-knowledge. When you know who you are, you stop being shaken by what others think. That stability draws people in. When you meet someone who truly respects themselves, you immediately feel it in the way they listen, the way they speak, the way they stand. They don't try to dominate, but they also don't shrink. They hold space for themselves and others, and that balance creates an atmosphere of quiet authority. There's something magnetic about a person who doesn't chase attention but naturally commands it. They don't talk about being confident, they simply are. Because their worth is not up for negotiation. They've stopped auditioning for people's approval, and ironically, that's what makes everyone want their approval even more. You see, respect is not something you get. It's something you radiate. Every gesture, every silence, every word you choose is either reinforcing or reducing the level of respect people feel when they're with you. You don't need to announce your worth. You need to embody it in small, consistent ways. When you speak, do it with intention. Notice how people who command respect never rush their words. They give each sentence weight. They pause. They look you in the eye and speak like every word has a backbone. That doesn't mean being theatrical or loud. It means being present. You're not speaking to impress. You're speaking to express truth, and people can feel it. Because authenticity has a vibration that's impossible to fake. We live in a world full of noise, people constantly talking, posting, performing. But when someone speaks from a quiet, grounded place, everyone leans in. That's how respect begins, in silence that precedes the word. Another thing, don't explain yourself too much. A wise person knows that over-explaining is a sign of insecurity. When you constantly try to justify your choices, you're asking for permission. Respect doesn't live there. Say what you mean what you say, and then let the silence do the rest. People may not agree with you, but they'll sense your certainty, and that alone earns respect. You also build respect by how you handle disrespect. When someone tries to provoke you, the way you respond reveals everything about your character. Most people fight back, defend, argue, prove, but people with self-respect understand that not every battle deserves energy. They choose dignity over drama. They don't let others pull them into emotional chaos. Because when you stay calm, you remind everyone around you that you're in control, not them. True power is restraint. The ability to not react even when provoked is a form of quiet dominance. And that dominance doesn't come from ego, it comes from peace. A peaceful person is not someone who avoids conflict. It's someone who doesn't need it. When people see that you don't lose your center easily, they trust you. They know you're stable. And stability, in a world full of volatility, is deeply respected. Here's something most don't realize. You don't need to be perfect to be respected. You just need to be consistent. Respect grows over time like a tree. Every time you show up when you said you would. Every time you tell the truth even when it's hard. Every time you walk away from something that doesn't align with your values. That's another ring in the trunk. And one day people look at you and realize you're solid. They can lean on you. There's also a sacred connection between respect and humility. People often confuse humility with weakness, but real humility is power under control. It's strength without the need to show it. It's saying, I don't need to be above you, I just need to be myself. And people feel safe around that. Because deep respect always includes safety. Emotional, energetic, spiritual safety. When someone feels safe in your presence, they naturally respect you. Now let's talk about energy. Have you noticed that people with true self-respect move differently? They don't rush. They're not constantly checking their phones or seeking validation. They walk with a sense of groundedness. Their attention is where their feet are. When you are fully present, people instinctively take you seriously, because presence communicates value. You can tell when someone doesn't respect themselves. They overcompensate. They try too hard to impress. They talk over others. They brag. But all of that is noise covering insecurity, and people might notice them, but they won't respect them. Respect and attention are not the same thing. Attention can be bought. Respect must be earned, with quiet strength and consistency. When you stop trying to convince others of your worth, they begin to feel it. It's strange but true. Because when you no longer chase something, it comes to you naturally. It's the same with respect. The moment you stop demanding it and start living it, you become magnetic. Here's a truth worth remembering. Respect doesn't start when people see your success. It starts when they witness your discipline. When they notice you doing the right thing even when nobody's watching. When you keep going after failure. When you don't speak badly about others even when you could. Those moments, quiet, unseen, internal. That's where respect is born. People sense integrity even if they can't explain it. It's something in your eyes, your posture, your energy. You don't need to tell them who you are. They feel it. And here's one last thing for this part. Never chase being understood. People who need respect from everyone lose their power. Not everyone will get you, and that's okay. Respect isn't universal. It's reciprocal. It's exchanged between people who share a certain frequency of truth. So, stop trying to make everyone approve of you. Instead, make peace with being misunderstood by most and deeply respected by a few. That's real power. Respect doesn't live in the things you say. It lives in the way you carry yourself when nobody's watching. It's in the tone of your no. It's in how you handle disappointment without turning bitter. It's in how you treat people who can't do anything for you. That's what reveals your real strength. You see, everyone can look confident when life is easy, but true self-respect is tested when things fall apart. When people doubt you, when you fail publicly, when life humbles you, that's when you decide, will I shrink and beg for validation, or will I stand quietly in my truth? People may forget what you said. They may forget what you achieved. But they will never forget how you held yourself when it was hard. If you want people to respect you immediately, stop explaining and start embodying. Because embodiment speaks louder than language. The energy of someone who knows who they are doesn't need words. It fills the room before they even speak. So how do you embody that kind of energy? Start with stillness. Stillness is underrated in a world addicted to noise. The person who can stay calm while everyone else is losing. Control automatically stands out. It's not about detachment. It's about emotional discipline. You train yourself to pause before reacting, to breathe before speaking, to listen before judging. That pause is power. It shows you are not a slave to emotion. Another thing, respect flows toward those who keep their word. We live in an age of broken promises. People say things they don't mean. agree to things they won't do, and apologize without changing. So when someone simply does what they said they would do, it's refreshing, it's rare, and rarity commands respect. Keep your promises to others, and even more importantly, to yourself. If you tell yourself you'll wake up early, do it. If you promise to leave a toxic situation, follow through. Every time you honor your own word, you reinforce self-respect, and then that self-respect radiates outward. People see it, they may not comment, but they feel it, because reliability is a quiet language of power. And remember this, respect doesn't mean pleasing everyone. In fact, sometimes it means the opposite. When you set boundaries, some people will call you cold. When you say no, they'll call you selfish. When you refuse to tolerate disrespect, they'll say you've changed. Let them talk. Because every boundary is a declaration of worth. You're teaching people how to treat you, not through lectures, but through behavior, and eventually, even those who once resisted your boundaries will respect them. Now, about ego. It's the enemy of genuine respect. Ego wants to be seen as powerful. Respect doesn't need to be seen at all. Ego shouts, respect whispers. Ego seeks validation, respect creates it. When you're secure within yourself, you stop needing to prove your importance. That quiet self-assurance is magnetic. It makes people lean in, curious, drawn to your calm authority. If you observe truly respected individuals, you'll notice something. They are generous, not performative. They lift others up. They don't belittle, they empower. Because when you respect yourself, you have no need to compete. You collaborate. And the moment people feel that your strength doesn't threaten them but inspires them, their respect for you deepens tenfold. There's also grace, a kind of spiritual elegance that comes from forgiveness and understanding. You don't hold grudges. You don't gossip. You don't chase revenge. You simply move forward, light and unbothered. People feel that and they admire it because it's rare. Grace is strength disguised as gentleness, and the world always bows to grace. Another truth. Don't underestimate the power of composure. It's easy to be impressive when everything is going right, but respect multiplies when people watch you stay composed while things fall apart. The calm person in chaos becomes the anchor everyone looks to. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to remain grounded while others lose their footing. That's what leadership looks like. And here's something deeply important. Never confuse attention for respect. The world rewards loudness, but respect is built in silence. When you start valuing peace over presence, you'll notice something powerful. The right people will start gravitating toward you, because your energy will say, I'm not here to impress. I'm here to exist truthfully. In time, that truth becomes your armor. Nothing anyone says can shake you. No gossip, no criticism, no rejection. Because you've built your worth on something deeper, your own alignment. And that's when you become untouchable. People may not always like you, but they will respect you. Respect doesn't come from titles, money, or fame. It comes from how you live, from the way you treat others, from how you treat yourself. And if you live with integrity, quiet, consistent, patient integrity, people will feel it immediately. So do this. Stand tall, speak truthfully, act kindly, and protect your peace. Don't try to be impressive. Be intentional. Don't try to be liked. Be real. And one day, without even trying, you'll notice people start listening when you speak. They look up when you enter a room, and they trust you even in silence. That's respect. And once you have it, the genuine kind, you'll never need to demand it again.